In today's video, I'm going to break down the real reasons why your wife seems like she has completely given up on you and your marriage, and give you the path forward that works to turn that around, even if you are feeling hopeless and think she's gone for good. When a client tells me, Jeff, she is done, she is emotionally gone, he usually says it in that quiet voice, not angry, not even necessarily sad anymore, just hollow and like all is lost. You know the tone I'm talking about. Like life has drained out of your relationship, and no matter what you say, she just stares back at you with a blank expression. Not hate or love, just complete indifference. And that's the part that breaks you and makes you feel defeated. I've had many men tell me that they would almost rather that she would yell or cry or even tell them that she's furious with them, because then at least it would feel like there's something left in her. But the silence, the distance, it feels like she's already long gone from the marriage in her heart. If that's where you're at right now, then this video is for you. Because yes, believe it or not, when she seems like she's completely given up, there is still a way forward that is very effective in saving your marriage. But it's not through words or persuasion. It's going to be through reclaiming the emotional foundation she stopped trusting you to hold. Most men think she gave up because of the big fight, causing an abrupt disconnection, or because she just fell out of love with you. But that's not actually the core reason. She gave up because she lost faith in your leadership. That doesn't mean she wanted a dictator, but it did mean that she wanted a compass, a man she could emotionally lean on when things got difficult. And when that compass started to go spinning in circles and completely out of proper direction, she stopped following it because she stopped feeling safe. So what happens when she loses that faith? That is when the disconnection happens for her emotionally, because she has to protect herself. Her nervous system says, I can't count on this anymore, so I have to shut down. And the thing most men don't realize is, by the time she's emotionally withdrawn, she's already grieved the relationship privately. This is not some snap decision on her end that she just came to because you had a big fight. She's been feeling alone for months, maybe even years, while you thought things were just fine, or you hear others tell you that this is just what marriage is after long periods of time, once that honeymoon period is over. So you don't really see much into it, and to you it just seems normal or a phase that every marriage goes through. Well, yes, that may be true. A lot of marriages do go through that, but that's why the divorce rate is so high, and it is completely preventable. So just because a lot of people are going through that same thing, it shouldn't be brushed off and normalized, because the really successful and amazingly happy marriages and relationships do not follow that pattern. But when she says, I'm done, what she's really saying is, I can't keep trying to feel safe in a space that drains me. That has nothing to do with punishing you because you had that one big fight. It's exhaustion on her end from a sustained period of time in your relationship where you were not acting like the leader, thus creating further safety deterioration emotionally on her end. This is also why the societal advice of chasing her and trying to manufacture that spark back when you realize things aren't going well does not work. When she's emotionally detached, the instinct is to chase that connection back. That is a lot of the advice that you will get from friends, family, co-workers, whomever. They say just tell her how much you love her, or buy her flowers and get her a really nice piece of jewelry. I get that they generally have good intentions, but they're telling you to, in essence, chase that connection with her now, because the connection has eroded to this point of disconnect. And those pieces of advice seem like good ideas because you can rationalize it. Oh yes, I haven't been romantic, or I haven't been as available as I should be to her lately, so I should really make this effort by buying her flowers, telling her how much I love her, promising things will get better, etc., etc. But here's the paradox. Every time you do that, every time you're trying to patch up that disconnection by chasing, she feels pressure instead of safety. Imagine she's holding a bucket that has a big crack at the bottom. And that crack started to form months or even years ago, and would slowly get bigger because of all those little micro moments in your relationship where you didn't show up as a leader and you were showing complacency over time. So now that things have started to unravel and she's emotionally disconnected and things are just not getting better, you start pouring water into that bucket. You start chasing, you start trying to get reassurance, making promises, buying gifts, giving explanations over and over again, and professing how much you love her. But because that crack hasn't been sealed, all she feels is overwhelm. It doesn't matter how much you pour into that bucket, it's not going to stay in the bucket. So your job right now is not to fill her bucket, it is to seal the crack. And that crack is her lack of trust in your grounded presence. And it cannot be repaired through intensity, only through consistency. You can't rebuild trust by telling her to trust you. You rebuild it by becoming someone whose energy makes her nervous system exhale. That's one of the principles in my relationship rebuild program. I tell clients, trust is a byproduct of your energy. It's not a promise that comes from your mouth. There are 3 emotional stages that she's likely going through right now. The first is going to be emotional fatigue. She's pretty much not angry anymore. She's just tired because of that long period of time that this disconnect has been forming. You can't inspire her from logic. You can only give her space to breathe. The second stage is observation mode. She's still watching you. But again, not your words. The words aren't going to mean anything because of the incongruence with your actions over time. She's studying your patterns, almost like a last chance of hope emotionally from her to see if you're going to show up as the man that she has been craving you to. Do you crumble when she pulls away? Do you lash out at her or guilt her or act nice hoping for a reward? Or can you stay calm, compassionate, and grounded? That's the test that she's subconsciously running. If you take action to learn how to be a proper leader in your marriage, and my masterclass is the first step that will put you on the best path to save your relationship, but if you take action and start to show up properly before it's too late, and her emotions are completely gone for good, you can pass that subconscious test with flying colors and rebuild your marriage and rebuild your connection. And that leads us to the third stage that she's moving through emotionally, and that is reopenness. Once she sees emotional steadiness from you over time, her body will start to begin to reconsider what her decision was. Her nervous system begins to reconsider. She's not going to say it out loud, and she may even resist it, but she'll feel the pull again towards you because you're not just talking change or chasing, you're actually showing up and embodying that change. This allows her confirmation bias on how you were before to get chipped away and drawn into how you've transformed into now. That's when connection starts to return naturally. But that can only happen if you take action and stop relying on hope that she will see your side of things or that maybe she will feel something again. I say it all the time. Hope is not a strategy. You have to take action and become the leader she's drawn to again. So I'm going to quickly give you 3 areas you have to reestablish when she's emotionally gone, and then we can wrap this video up. We touched on these a bit as we were moving through those emotional stages that she's going through and why everything has gotten to the point it has in your relationship. But the first area you need to reestablish is creating safety without pursuit. This means you stop chasing emotional reassurance from her. Your consistency is not tied to how she's responding emotionally at that moment, and your effort is not tied to getting reassuring signals from her. If she pulls away, don't interpret it as rejection. See it as her nervous system trying to stabilize. Your goal and consistency does not change, but you have to be committed to it. Your calm presence is actually the invitation back, but you have to get out of that mindset of instant gratification and relying on what she does emotionally and how she reacts to how you're being. It took a while for that disconnect to happen in your relationship or the crack in her bucket to form. It's going to take time to grow it back, but you have to stay the course. Okay, the second area you have to reestablish is clarity without control. You don't try and manipulate her into staying. You have to lead through clarity, through boundaries that are grounded in standards, not threats. For example, instead of you can't just walk away from this marriage and everything we've built, you have to calmly tell her, I love you, I want to rebuild this, but I also know it only works if we both feel safe, and I'm working on my side of that. Now, that doesn't have to be verbatim, but something like that will at least signal that you have a clue that what's going on with her emotionally, and that you're taking responsibility for the part you've played in the relationship getting to this point. That is leadership. And the third area is creating a spark without pressure. Polarity is not about charm or seduction. It's about feeling your masculine life energy again, that part of you that's alive, purposeful, and not defined by her moods. When she feels your aliveness returning, respect starts returning, and you cannot build a connection if she doesn't respect you. Like, a woman cannot be in love with a man she does not respect. Being able to create that polarity through you being a masculine leader and living your purpose will be felt by your wife, and a connection can be rebuilt from there. The truth is, most relationships can be rebuilt, but most men will never make it there. Look at the divorce rate and all of the other marriages and relationships that are still together but are probably unhappy and are essentially roommate agreements. The men that don't save their relationships are not because they weren't good guys or that they didn't care or that they didn't try, but they focused on all of the wrong things and they never truly became leaders of emotional safety. They kept following the advice of others and tried to fix the marriage without actually fixing their own foundation. They wanted to open her up before they would learn to hold space for her emotions once they opened her up. They wanted love back before they learned how to get respect first. But if you could make that shift from reacting and chasing to leading and anchoring, then even if she's emotionally gone, she'll start to feel something she hasn't in a long time, which is trust building up for you. And once a woman feels trust again, love can start to rebuild itself. So yes, even if it seems like she's completely given up, you can still save your marriage, but you have to take action and disregard anybody telling you that jewelry and flowers or just telling her how much you love her and how sorry you are will spark your relationship again. Instead, become the man that she has no choice but to be attracted to again. If this resonated with you, I go much deeper into exactly how to rebuild that foundation step by step inside my free masterclass. It is linked below in the description, and I encourage you to go watch that today. Also, if you like this video and it's helped you, please hit the like button to help out the YouTube algorithm, and also subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you guys in the next episode.